Yeah, I mean, with the schedule last weekend, 3-4, and then 3-3 coming up, just want to make sure that guys are refreshed, rejuvenated, and clicking as close to 100% as possible come Friday. So, yeah, and getting in at 3:30, Monday night, Tuesday morning, it's a tough turnaround. So just have guys. Guys are pros, even rookies. We're 2/3 of the way through the season. They're getting a feel for the pro game, what it takes for them to feel their best come game time. So gave them the maintenance day today and get back at it full go tomorrow.
Speaking of clicking, 3 consecutive wins, 14 goals in those games. Are you a big believer in momentum? That momentum is critical. That you guys can really keep building off what you've got going over these last few weeks.
I'd say I'm a big believer in confidence, and I think confidence breeds more confidence, and our guys seems like for a majority of the year it's been snake bitten offensively, and seems like things are starting to go our way. More recently, pucks finding the back of the net, and guys are feeling confident, and it shows in the game, shows in the offensive plays being made, and defensively, with our gaps and our defense fueling our offense. So I think it's a combination of a lot of factors, some bounces, confidence, defensively sound, all adding up.
The line of Athanasiou, Anderson, and Cini, that seems pretty lethal right now. Is that trio locked in? You're not going to mess with that, or are you still kind of tinkering a little?
No, I mean they've played together now for 4 or 5 games, and I think it's 3 guys that have been around for a while that have played at the highest level, that think the game at a very high level, so they read off of each other very well out there on the ice, and it's a great complementary line. They all have different skill sets that seem to gel well together to create what you've seen in the last handful of games.
During this stretch, you've obviously gotten a lot of scoring from the top 6, but I've thought some of the contributors down low, and Marcel, Jackson Cates specifically, it felt like he's had a really good couple of weeks. What have you seen from a guy like him that even last game was giving you some top-line minutes?
Yeah, he's a well-rounded player, kind of that Swiss Army knife that you can play up and down the lineup. He's been great on the penalty kill for us, great on face-offs. Very trustworthy there, responsible in his own zone, and has offensive abilities too to where he can make plays and play with some of our top offensive players. So it's been a good stretch for him, and it's not easy bouncing from line to line and doing what he's done, but he's handled it like a pro, and has given us some really good minutes.
What does it say about the depth that you guys have at goalie that Drew can go down and not be available for, a stretch where you guys play a lot of games, but you have both Weeks and Gaudreau that come in and give you a chance to win, it seems like pretty much every night?
Yeah, it's obviously an important position, and these guys, Weeksy, Benny are competitive guys. They see the opportunity that's there for games and minutes while Drew's out. So it's I think a nice competition between them to help push each other to reach another level. And then when Drew comes back, it's competition for him as well, which at this level, competition is what brings out the best in guys, and I think we're seeing that recently here with our goaltending.
Levshinov's found the score sheet, seems like just more and more as the season goes on, but I want to ask you about, there's a moment on Monday night where an Iowa forward goes after Levshinov in the corner. He reverse hits him, they connect again, and then he wins the battle down low and helps put you guys on the power play for 4 minutes. That's pretty impressive discipline from a guy who is, still pretty young into his game. What sort of intangibles did you like about his game in that sequence specifically?
Yeah, I think that's a part of his game that you've certainly seen grow throughout the year. He's starting to realize how strong he is, and being proactive with physical contact as opposed to reactive. He kind of knows where pressure's coming from now, so he knows when those sorts of plays need to take place and create a little space or a little split second extra for himself. So yeah, and then you don't want to see him taking punches in the back of the head, obviously, but to be able to he'll have that ability. Players like that can make plays, that can catch guys off guard as to how strong they are, is going to cause or force some undisciplined penalties, and I think that's what you saw on Monday.
Just curious what you think of the Four Nations face-off. How exciting is that for the hockey world, and are the guys and are the coaches here? Are you guys into it?
Yeah, we've certainly been into it. Especially a lot of Americans, a lot of Canadians on the coaching staff. I think we were counting the other day; it's like an even split. So nice rivalry brewing there, and then the same in the locker room with the players. So I know guys have been following it, and there'll be some. It'll be fun to watch tomorrow night and see who gets bragging rights for the next however many years till they do it again.
Mitchell, coming off a pretty great game for you on Monday. The team gets 2 big points on the road against an Iowa team that's kind of stymied you a little bit in that building. What did you take away from Monday night and your performance as well?
Yeah, I felt good. I know it's been a little up and down in that building for me, so it was nice to get the win in our last time there. And we got the first one, played with the lead, and closed it out nice.
I remember talking to you a couple of months ago about you feeling the real importance to make those first couple of saves and make sure that your team can get out in front early. Has it been nice to see that come to fruition a lot more over the last couple of months?
Yeah, it's been great. It's playing with the lead just makes it so much easier. And then we've been closing them out late and we're doing the right things. So, yeah, it's huge.
What have you seen specifically during this 3-game win streak, just from a team standpoint? I know last couple of weeks it felt like the chances were there, but maybe not the goals and the offense fully coming, but floodgates have seemed to open up a little bit.
Yeah, it's nice to get rewarded. I think even before the last 3 games, we've been playing really good hockey and just not getting the points. But so it's nice to see us getting rewarded for the work they've been doing.
And a couple of really big saves early on that first power play for Iowa Monday night. Just what did you see on a couple of those chances that Iowa threw at you pretty early on?
Yeah, and I know they like to send a lot of pucks at the net. So just looking at the pre-scout, being ready for that. And, it's the same thing, like try not to give up the first one, do anything to start the game with the lead, put us in the right spot.
And what have you seen, I know talk about just as a unit, but maybe specifically from the defenders in front of you, have you seen them maybe look a little more sharp, or has their chemistry as just pairings looked a little bit better the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, they've been awesome. I love my defensemen always. They can never do no wrong in my eyes, but yeah, I think as the year gets going, you get more chemistry, you get more stuff starts clicking, and so they've been playing well.
How important is the chemistry or just communication between you and defensemen, if that's on ice or off ice? Is that something that, not to say you have to work on or go into a year, trying to achieve? I assume that comes somewhat naturally, but that must be pretty important.
Yeah, it's super important. They, just talking back and forth and making sure I know what they're doing, they know what I'm doing. So, yeah, it's good.
Is there anything particularly on your game that you're working on with Smitty over the last couple of weeks and that you want to really focus on as we kind of come down the end of this regular season?
Yeah, just keeping my feet under me. I think that's been huge for something me and Smitty have been working on all year. When I'm doing that, I feel really good in the net. I feel like I can move and react to saves. So that's probably the biggest thing.
3-3 this weekend. That's tough on everybody, goalies included. How do you mentally prepare knowing that you've got 3 games in 60 hours?
Yeah, it's a lot of hockey, but you just got to take this week and prepare for it. Make sure you're doing the extra recovery stuff off ice, and then once you get in, just play hockey. You don't think too much. Just keep it rolling.
And then I guess maybe just lastly with Gaudreau coming back up in the last couple of games, what's it been like? Just sharing locker room with him and sharing the ice with him during practice. What have you seen?
Yeah, it's awesome. He's a great guy, first of all, and then he's a great goalie. You know, he's come in and played well for us when we needed him, and can't ask for much more than that. It's been great.